Hi everybody, it's Russell Markham here from VectorVest. I'm going to show you a very simple technique to find stocks that are beating inflation. So inflation in Australia as of November 2023 is around about 5%, and interest rates between 5 to 6%. So if you're looking at stocks, you need a stock that's beating inflation. So you need around about a 5% return just on the stock alone, just to ensure it's keeping up with inflation. And then the opportunity cost of your money, if you put it into, say, a term deposit for a year, you're getting around about that 5 to 6% return as of November 2023. So can we beat inflation and interest rates using VectorVest? And we're going to show you how we can do that, at least find the stocks that are in a great position to do so. Before we get going today, let's just quickly jump into our disclaimer here. Please note our license number is there. You can find out more on our webpage. In addition, today I can only give you general advice. Please speak to your financial professional for personal advice. I can't advise you personally. Past performance not a guarantee of future results. Forecasts and backtests used or discussed today in this short presentation may be affected by known unknown risks and uncertainties, and therefore may differ materially from the results ultimately achieved. Right, with that said, I'm jumping straight into VectorVest. I'm going to this tool here called Unisearch. It's going to find me stocks doing certain things that I'm after. And here I'm going to go new search. So I set up a new search. First thing first, I'm going to go and find stocks where the price is greater than or equal to $1. I don't want any penny stocks. I'll do that to start with. And then I'll say to VectorVest, find me stocks where those companies are looking to grow their earnings, so the growth rate on their earnings of greater than or equal to 10%. Because if inflation's 5% and interest rates are around about 5%, then make sure my company's growing its earnings by 10% or more, because theory would tell us if a company's growing its earnings by 10%, then you would expect reasonably a share price to go up by 10%. Well, that's the theory. But let's just make doubly certain. Not only are we going to find the companies that are looking to grow their earnings by 10% or more, we're also going to make sure that the earnings that have taken place, so in here I'm going to come into here and go into EPS. So this is our 12-month leading forecast in earnings, and I'm going to set it to delta. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say over the last year, 365 days, make sure that those earnings have grown by at least 20% or more. How about that? So not only are they looking to grow their earnings by 20%, but so the growth on those earnings, but the earnings have actually done 20% or more. This EPS that we're running here for VectorVest EPS, it's a 12-month leading forecast on earnings. So it takes into account historic, current, and then it also has the forecast built in. All right, so as of 8 November, if I run the search, here are the companies being found. Some very powerful companies. And if you just have a look at the graphs, you can see just how well they have performed. So what I'll do here is I'll just keep this nice and simple for now, and we'll add in. Let's do this. We'll add in earnings. All right, so we'll just show you the price and the earnings. So the functionality in VectorVest is great. And here we go. We'll make this jump out a tad more. Look at that. Look at that's been performing. All right, so using the power of VectorVest, we're finding these companies where the earnings are starting to rocket up and the prices are starting to move up. Now, just out of interest, if I took the top 10 here and I just did a quick snapshot performance, so if I went back to the start of the year, all right, so I went back to the start of the year. Let's go back to January. Here we are, 3rd of January, and we'll run it through until the 8th of November, and we'll test how all those companies have performed. Look at that, 78% across those 10 companies. Now, I know what a few of you might be thinking. Well, you know, isn't hindsight wonderful? In hindsight, these are the companies that did well because you were able to pick them up there on the 8th of November and then, you know, go back in retrospect to see how they performed. All right, fair enough, fair point. Let's go back to the start of the year then. So here we go. We'll go back to January. We'll go back to January the 3rd. All right, we'll run the search. Here are the companies that were found as of that date. And we'll grab the top 10 and we'll run it through until the 8th of November. Look at that, 24%. So if you ran the search, finding those companies, you know, where the earnings growth rate was 10% or more, where the earnings over the last year were 20% or higher, that being $1 or higher stocks, and if you ran that search, that's what you would have picked up on the 3rd of Jan, and as it turned out, look, that's what it performed. So, you know, it's powerful to screen stocks with the earnings growth rate and the 12-month leading forecast in earnings are higher than inflation, interest rates combined. If you do that, then you're giving yourself every opportunity to find those companies likely to outperform both inflation and interest rates. So there they are. So what I advocate each day in VectorVest, come in, run a search like this. You can build your own. We've got plenty there in the system for you already. Run the search. Here they all are at your fingertips each and every day. VectorVest makes it nice and simple. Hope you got a lot out of this. Bye for now.